Peace, greetings. We are live on YouTube and also on Instagram today. And so this is our regular meetup time for our sovereign midday motivation. I really wanted to, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. It's been a few months since I actually put a little shalom, shalom, shalom. How are you? I hope Kashia. So it's been months since I played some elderberry in some alcohol because I say to myself, I said I was making some liqueur. Okay. So, I'm always experimenting when it comes to bottles and herbs, vials and herbs, like mini wombs. I'm there. Right. But so on our podcast that was released yesterday, I spoke a little bit about, just a bottle being very similar to a womb, right? So I wanted to share this, I I'm too excited to wait. So I wanted to share just my unbottling of this elderberry liqueur. So you could probably see it if I kind of tip the jar. If I tip the jar, you could probably see it. Those are who on Instagram, you could probably see it. If I tip the jar, it's filled to the brim with herbs, right? And I have a bunch of things in here that I kind of want to probably talk about. But the ingredient list I'll share it with you. It's alcohol. I have elder. I have rose hip in here. I have sorrel as well, and not sorrel, the green herb plant sorrel, but sorrel, the fruit that it's the red fruit, very sweet tasting, sometimes actually very sour though, but very fruity flavor. And I have agave, and I use agave because I want to share this with someone who would not be able to consume honey. So I put a little bit of agave. I guess that's the good thing about being able to move in between some sweeteners, right? I could have used date syrup, but I can't always count on date syrup or homemade date syrup to do what I wanted to do. Raw honey is best. So if you have raw honey, use it, use it, use it. So we are, this is 8 months so far, right? So this has been sitting here in this jar for 8 months. I had to actually say, "Ooh, yes, 8 months, y'all." So in here again, I have alcohol, elder, rose hip, sorrel, and agave. If you want to try your own liquor, you can identify any particular herb that you want. I like berries because they draw well, and when you leave them to sit in that alcohol, it really pulls out the nutrient content, and you can throw away whatever you don't get to use. So yes, 8 months. So I used, oh, one second. I used vodka. I had to double check again. I used vodka actually, which is very strong. I get it. There are a couple things that you could do if you want to get rid of some of that alcohol, right? You can heat it, right? Because what will happen is the alcohol will dissipate. But I choose not to because, again, this is medicine. It's medicine. It is medicine. And I'm not saying it to, there's always that argument about um, using alcohol based tinctures and things like that. With a liquor like this, yes, I'm calling it a liquor, but it is not for me to pour a glass and drink. Not even a shot. This. I have this little glass to taste it today. So y'all gonna see all of the flavors coming out on my face. If it's no good, you're gonna see it. If it's really good, so yes, it is strong. It is strong and it's potent, right? And there are a couple of things in here. I again, I have elder and rosehip and sorrel, but there's also the option of adding things like licorice in there and other roots, right? Because again, what it will do is it will create a very potent medicine. And once you have a potent medicine, you don't need anything more than a couple drops, right? Just like when you're taking a tincture, just a couple of drops is necessary. So here's the real deal though. And I have several cameras, so you're going to see me shifting from here to there, and maybe over there sometimes, right? It's my hookup today. So let me greet everyone. Greetings, greetings, greetings. We have Sister Akuya, we have Sister Deidre, and we have Yana Bona. Greetings and welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, yes, give me two more hearts over here. Thank you for joining us. It's beautiful having all of you in the space. So, again, all I wanted to share on this midday motivation is a little bit of motivation for you to create your own medicine. And you can do that again. My main ingredient was elderberry. All right. So for those of you on Instagram, my main ingredient was elderberry. And I like spices. So yes, bam. I like spices. So I was gifted with a jar. See, I know a bunch of people who reuse jars. So they reused this jar and sent me something. This is a dear young sister. Sent me this from since August, actually. At least it was bottled in August. These are bay leaves. So you can utilize dried leaves as well. It smells so good. Listen, I'm having a whole sensory experience here today. The illusion of the sensory experience, right? Bay leaf is so good, and bay leaf is medicinal. This is true, but it's so strong. It's so good. It has a, I don't know. And this one has hints of like natural peppermint, but it also has hints of clove like and cinnamon. So it just smells like a spice jar pretty much. All right. Yes, you reusing jars is economical and environmentally healthy. It reduces our carbon footprint. Thank you very much, Sister Deidre, for reminding us and keeping us tethered to public health all the time. We love it. I have one more thing in here. On my jar, I have written love. So when you do create your little jars and you're making your homemade remedies, make sure to include words that can actually increase the vibration. Words are powerful, and writing them down on and around the jar that you're curating something is very powerful. It's interesting. I always think about jars, right? I always think about the glass or glass jars that I drink from, right? And if I'm drinking from water, sometimes I will place my hand over the water and say an affirmation before drinking it. But we never think about the words written on the bottles that we drink from all the time. And I think that's really, really important. Think about what's written on the jar because, again, you're drinking, you're ingesting. So those words should be empowering, healing, and life into you and not necessarily detracting from it. So always think about that. I'm very picky. Sometimes if I am drinking from a bottle I happen to and the bottle has a label on it and I'm not satisfied with it, I will remove the label. All right, I will remove the label. I will remove the label. So today you're probably wondering, let's get back to the what's in the jar, right? So this is a liqueur, right? We're not talking about elixirs or tonics today. That's a different modality of medicine, all right? But with the liqueur, you can utilize, like I said before, you can utilize seeds and roots, right? In this case, berries rather, not seeds, berries and roots. So you can use rose hip and include some roses in a jar if you want to work with and hawthorn berry as well if you want to create a tincture that is to support the heart. you can work with those. So again, I said rose hips, hawthorn berry, and roses, actual rosebuds. I don't have any to share with you today, but maybe I'll share another day. When we're making something else, I'll show you how I some of the dried roses that I tend to use in some of these liqueurs or even the elixirs that we have sitting. All right. So again, you want to work with roots and you want to work with berries. They're harder. They won't dissolve out, but the alcohol will definitely pull out and draw out the medicine. So about elderberry, which is really what I want to share, right? When you think about elderberry, I really want us to think about the fact that, let me send a wave to everyone on YouTube. I don't, yes, I know how to do that. Let me do that. All right. That's it. So when we think about elderberry, elderberry again is the berry of the elder tree. You may hear people talk about elderflower. Elderflowers can be utilized as well. They're not as potent. They do not have the same healing components as elderberries do. And elderberry is something that you don't want to eat raw. All right. It can make you nauseous. It'll actually make you throw up if you have too many. I've seen people, on walks pick one or two and they'll have that, but you can't eat those berries like that. That's a key reason why when you're working with elderberry and you're boiling it, you have to uncover your pot. And let me tell you something, elderberry has a very strong smell, right? Very strong smell. I keep saying it. The herbs that I find that are extremely potent and nutrient dense have a very high smell. I don't know how to explain that, but very strong smell. So you know they're potent. They're coming for you. It's like a box in the face. Yeah, it really is. So, elderberry is, elderberry is very healing. Elderberry is a feminine herb as is utilized for immune system building. All right. And, apart from utilizing the flowers to make jams and other elixirs, natives actually used the stems as to make flutes. All right. So that's something that I found was, like interesting because they utilize all of the components of the elder plant. All right. If the seeds aren't cooked, you can become quite nauseous. So make sure that you're cooking the berries through and through if you're using them. In this case, because I am extracting using alcohol, I am not, I don't need to cook them. I can use connect again, but I'll read. Jars are definitely drinking glasses, planters, overnight oats containers. Eat right, true, everything, even a door holder, right? Door holder, depending on any and everything can be jars can be used for any and everything. I'm currently growing an elderberry plant to prep for the fall season. This is good. This is good. This is good. I'm not sure how long the growth period is for elderberry. That's something you could probably share with us. At least I don't think I remember. Deidre Selly says, "What are are elderberries mature enough to use?" Um, you know, you can just pick them once they're right. They're mature enough, just like blueberries. They grow to, I can't remember the size, Deidre, of what your elderberries will look like when they're mature, but you know that they're mature when they fall off of the stem very easily, right? You shouldn't have to pull them off. They should fall off very easily. And you want to make sure that you separate the stem from the berry itself. Oh, you all right? Good, good, good. You want to make sure you separate the stem from the berry itself, because again, the stems can, again, as the seeds do, make you nauseous, right, or nauseated. So I was saying before that the natives use the inner bark to create flutes and hunting whistles, and they also crushed the inner bark as well, and they made a poultice, right? The poultice was for wounds and bruises and things like that. And that's something that you can use too, like for those of you who are venturing off into growing your own elderberry. Once you have a full bush or a full tree, those are things that you want to consider utilizing the whole plant for. All right. Now, here's what they use the stem for. And I mean, that's why it makes you nauseous. You have to make sure that when you get your berries and you purchase your dried berries, you're purchasing from a reputable company, because and you know what you're doing, because some I have purchased before and I noticed that there are lots of stems in them. You can't you I suggest you work with just the berries and you pick out the stems. All right. The stems were actually used to induce a purge of the body. So, elder isn't just used for the immune system building as we use it now. It also had connections to purging the body, also healing the body of spiritual affliction, and aided in exorcism. Yes. Yes. So, which is where the idea of the purging comes from, right? That nausea and that throwing up. So, elder has a couple of nutrients in them: flavonoids, vitamin C. This is what aids or supports in immune system building. It also includes or has vitamin A, iron, potassium. All right. So you want to elderberry is your friend throughout the year. All right. I don't think it's something that we should just consider using in the winter months when, our immune system seem to be attacked the most. It's important to consistently use it, because what that will do is it will strengthen your immune system over time. All right, not just for the winter. You want to make sure you're functioning off of a strong immune system over a long period of time. All right. So I talked about some of the different herbs that I utilize. I also included um a couple of different herbs that you can add. Roots, I think I said shared licorice is something that you can add as well too. Greetings, herbalist KLG. Peace and power to you as well. Sister Kashia says, Toda, for this information. I bought the plant a while ago and just let it grow. I'm learning as it grows. Great, 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 great. Great. The good thing is you have a whole plant, so you'll be able to use flowers, and the flowers are so heavenly. They smell good, they taste good. So you can make your liqueur from those flowers, as well as the berries, Another thing that I wanted to share is that the way elderberry works, right, in terms of helping the immune system, it actually stops or pauses viruses from replicating, right? It really locks down that function of the virus replicating in the body, and ultimately that's what makes us really sick. So, and it really crashes the immune system, because it's the replication. So now, once you consume elderberry, it pauses it stops it, so our reduces the strength of that virus in our system, and it allows for our bodies to build up a defense mechanism to be able to fight it off. So, elderberry. So I'm gonna unbottle. I'm going to tell you how it tastes. I feel bad about tearing the label off, but I'm going to do it. And it popped off really easily. I am using, you probably didn't hear the pop. Ooh, it's strong. It is so strong. Make sure you use, so this jar doesn't have a label on it, but these are one of the canning jars. This is a canning jar. I have a bunch of them that I decided to use because of the special pop top and the seal. All right, and most times it's stored that way. It's not stored with the ring on it. It's actually stored with the ring off. I never knew that. Okay, so I'm gonna try it live. Okay, don't laugh at me if I fall apart. Okay, y'all, please don't do it. Don't do it to me. Be nice about it. Be nice about it. So I poured a little bit over from the jar into a measuring cup just because I know how this stuff goes. It's going to the one thing I didn't do, y'all can't see me, which is a good thing because it's a good thing you can't see the mess that I'm making. Oh my goodness. All right. So I got to strain a little bit out using the help of a bay leaf. And I'm going to try it. All right. You're going to laugh at me? Yeah, you're wrong. Because of that, I should send you a little shot glass with some of it in there, and like make it seem as if it's really nice. And when you take a shot, you'll be coughing just like me. Sister Deidre says, it's why it flew off the shelves last year. Y'all remember that? Some people knew the power. Yes, some people knew the power. Some people forgot that they have immune systems, though. I think that's the biggest problem. Don't let me start talking about that. We should know the power of our own bodies to heal with the support of plants, mind you. Yes, but our bodies can heal, and we don't always have to go to chemicals. We don't have to go to chemicals at all. Plants are very much around us, and they grow around us for that purpose. I'm talking myself out of it, y'all. I think that's what I'm doing. All right, so let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. It's really good. It's really sweet. It's so strong. I don't need anything more than a couple drops of this. And I'll say this. The next step in this process is the strain. And I did not bring my nut milk bag here with me, but I won't use a strainer here because of the metal sometimes. I prefer to use the glass to hold it in, and I prefer to use cotton or linen nut milk bags to strain. But if you don't have any, that's okay. Whew. It is hot, y'all. Whew. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna take another bit of it because it's so good. It's really good. I can taste all the flavors in there. But let me finish. So you're gonna strain it off, and all of the berries and the rose hips, all right, they're all like blown up so far. You can strain all of that out so you get all of the last bit of liquid from this good, beautiful medicine we call elderberry. And we have elderberry on our website. We actually have the elixir that we prepare from scratch, and we actually have elderberry kits where you can recreate your own at home. You can add ginger, you can add mint, you can add anything from your spice garden in your own kit, right? But you're going to strain all of this out, throw that away, and the liquid that you have left, bottle it. Now, when you bottle it, I would suggest you bottle it in canning jars or the little tincture bottles. Now, this is why saving and recycling and reusing is important. I use lots of tinctures properly, and I keep, right? We keep some of those tincture bottles, some of the spice bottles. I keep them. I'm surprised I found the shot glass because I normally would drink from a little, any shots that I would take, I would drink them from a spice bottle. But keep your little tincture bottles with the dropper. You do not need to purchase a whole new batch of those. You can reuse the bottles, take them, wash them, or clean them. You can sterilize them if you like by placing them in a big bath. Clean them first, of course, place them in a big bath of water. Um, Make sure the the tincture, the droppers don't sit in the hot water too long because the rubber will begin to deteriorate, right? So once you have that, you clean it, it's dried out, the dropper is dried out, you pour your strained elder liquor into those bottles and label them. And one of the things I said to at the beginning was before placing this in the dark closet for 8 months, I put a label on it. And my label included, it's a simple label, simple address label. It included the date and the time. I actually placed this in at 10:40 a.m. All right, down to the time I had on there. I put the ingredients in there and some words of love on this jar. So the same is true for those little jars that you're bottling the elder in. Place labels on them. I like to put the date that they were strained and bottled, the time as well, and put the ingredients again back on there. And if you want to place love words on there or any kind of words of affirmation on there, feel free to do so. It's your jar. All right. So this will probably yield me several bottles or several tincture bottles filled with potent medicine. All right. Don't take shots like this, y'all. I'm just taking shots for the effect. And take one more shot. It's hot, but it's sweet. It's sweet. It's sweet. It's sweet. So, for those of you on Instagram, thank you all for joining me today. I just wanted to share a little bit about Black Elderberry Sambucas. Um, and join us again on Tuesdays and Thursdays for our midday motivation. And if you ever do try to make your own liquor with liqueur, let us know. Share or tag us in the process. Peace and power to you. And take pictures. I have a little mini video that I have a mini that was a shot. Okay, it's a mini, it's a sip. It's a sipped shot. I'm not taking a shot of this thing. I'll be rolled over somewhere. That's not what it's for. I didn't drink a shot, Eva Sequoia. You're just getting on here. I just poured a tad bit and I sipped twice. And I maybe, and this is equivalent to probably a dropper full, actually. And normally when I take this, I will put it on my tongue. So what is the effect? Um, I do feel it feels invigorating. It is very warming because again, this was I used vodka in here, but I also added some sweet. So there's a bit of additional fermentation that's actually happening because there's sugar to feed whatever bacteria is in here. But there wasn't a lot of fermentation in the process because I could tell once I popped off the bottle, it didn't, it wasn't explosive. I didn't hear a fizzing sound. So it wasn't too much. But the sensation is that it's very hot. I do feel invigorated. It's probably the alcohol. I don't feel high, but there is a very warm feeling. It's heated. So it's what? So silly. A micro sip, yes, Kashia. Yes, I heard Kashia a micro sip. All right. So yes, that's right. It's warming and maybe I need a tincture, a little tincture bottle just to show you all how for those of you who probably are wondering. I understand now. Yes. For those of you probably wondering how I'm going to bottle it. But again, as I said, I'm going to probably get several bottles from this several tincture bottles from this jar. Let me see. I try to put the jar in the thing. I haven't strained out some. I just poured out a little bit. I take another mini sip. So I took a sip for myself, and I took 2 sips for myself. So let me take a few more. One for Kashia. Whew, yeah, it's so good. It's really good. So here's another way that you can utilize this. Do you use a dropper to take your elixirs? I do. I definitely do. Here's one for Ima Sequoia. And one for Ima Kuya. And there we go. It's awesome. Okay. All right, let me get up. This is 109. This is what a clean, sterilized tincture bottle looks like. This is reused. I did not go anywhere to purchase any new bottles. So those of you who want to purchase new bottles, good for you. If you would like a few, I have so many. Um, or my sister has so many, I can borrow some from her, right? I would say that and send it to y'all if you want. Um, I'm giddy. Somebody says I'm giddy. No, I'm not giddy. I'm just, I'm giving the people what they want, light and excitement. So that's what we doing. All right. Um, so I do use droppers for my elixirs, Sister Kashia, all the time. And most of the tinctures and so on that I make or I take, I place them at the bottom of my tongue because at the bottom of the tongue, right, if you look at it and even feel it right now, you'll feel that that surface area is very thin and we have lots of veins and so on right beneath there. So it diffuses and it kind of moves directly into the bloodstream very quickly that way. All right. So yes, you ingest it, but because again it's alcohol, there is a certain level of transfer that happens when you take it beneath or underneath the tongue. All right. So I'll have several bottles of these by the time I'm done. Any other questions about elderberry? Like I said, pardon me, my eyes are all over the place because I have a few cameras open. Um, but if you don't have any other questions, you're laughing at me in the comment section. Okay, I won't be back on here anymore. I'm gonna just record myself and stay in my corner and do it by myself, so that way y'all won't be laughing at me. How about that? How about that? So that's it. If you're inspired to make your own medicine, let me know. Share on Instagram, The Sovereign Eats, and ask me anything about creating or curating your own liqueurs, and elixirs because I enjoy doing them. And that's it. I'm glad. I am appreciating y'all laughing at me. That's what's going on. But I'll see you all again on Sunday. So on Sunday, get your nut milk bags ready. And if you don't have a nut milk bag, find yourself a piece of cheesecloth because we will be looking. I wanted to make some dessert Sunday again, but I felt that it would be a good conversation to have around nuts, the nutritional content of nuts, and show you all how to create your own coconut milk and possibly another seed or nut milk. All right, so we'll do all of that on this Sunday at 7. Um, but I do hear others calling for ice cream because it seems like we all want dessert. I guess we want the pungs to stay on. I don't know what's going on, but but ice cream is a great option. So since we're making nut milk, I may end up showing you all how to make ice cream as well too. So make sure you have your frozen bananas ready. Make sure you have either some cashew soaked or a coconut a dried coconut at your disposal. You may not be able to make it while I'm making it, but you can certainly do it after. So peace and power to you all. Yes, to the ice cream, not the pounds. Yes, ma'am. Imasako says I have to make these for home guests. Yes, 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 yes. You should. You should. They will be quite grateful. They will be quite grateful. These are nifty gifts that people will appreciate and they'll use for a long time because these things last long. You saw me sipping away today. Imasako, are you talking about the liqueur that we made? Just let me know. Because, yeah, if that's the case, it will last a long time. It will. So, anyway, back to Sunday. So, yes, on Sunday, we'll do some work around the nutritional content of some of the nuts and so on we spoke about on Tuesday. And I'll also do a quick demo on how to make your own coconut milk and a nut milk or two. All right, and maybe some ice cream in the works. That's a lot. That's a lot in one evening. Maybe we'll save the ice cream for another strong end. By then it will be warm enough because this weather is ridiculous, y'all. It's back and forth. It's vacillating between I'm cold, I'm warm. All right, that was the vodka talk, y'all. No, it was not. I'm not condoning that. This is medicine. Peace and power, wellness is yours. Hold on to it. It's yours. All right. And stay exercising. Move every day, stretch every day, and sweat. Sweat out the toxins. Let them get out of your system. Keep moving. Wellness is yours. Peace, ladies. Thank you for joining me. And for those sovereigns who have signed on and watched this quick video, thank you for joining us. Please like, share, subscribe, and share again. Do it twice, right? They say if it's nice, do it twice. So do it twice. And leave a comment in the comment section below. All right. Or share some of your own liqueur wisdom. Peace.